Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and today we're doing another Women of Horror Spotlight. Today, I have a first-time author. She has a new book out right now on Amazon. You can go pick it up. It's called Girl Incorrupted. I have Megan Blesso with us. Megan, thank you for coming to the Horror Room.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled to be here.
It's no problem at all. So tell us a little bit about Girl Incorrupted.
Okay. It is a love horror hybrid. So it's predominantly a horror story, but it centers around a established romantic relationship. And basically it's about this girl who gives into her darker impulses with regards to love and entangles herself with a monster rarely seen before.
Oh, and this is your first book. So what gave you some inspiration for the characters and story?
Sure. Well, it's kind of a cliche, but I had this dream, and there was this guy dressed like Sherlock Holmes in one of those Inverness caped coats in my dream, and he was with this traveling circus, and I was a college student in the dream, and he wanted to show me something, and so we went into this theater, and it was dark and spooky and whatever, and he was gonna show me the thing, and I woke up, and I was like, crap. But I raced to my computer anyway, and I started Googling things. And one of the first things I did was Sherlock Holmes didn't really interest me, but I like to read about authors. And so I looked up Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and got his biography. And he was interested in things like spiritualism and vaudeville and things like that. So that was kind of the spark there. But as for the thing that the character in the dream wanted to show me, I got on Google and I was Googling things, and I must have Googled things for a couple of days, and I wish I would have taken notes because I have no idea how I got here. But on one of the entries, the second one down, you know how they do the spaced letters where it's like all cap letters and they kind of space them like it's epic or something. Well, the second one down said Incorrupt Corpse, and I was like, oh, that's what he wanted to show me. For some reason I just knew. And unfortunately, it could have been like a vampire or something easy, because an incorrupt corpse, by definition, is inert. And so, not like a zombie, which kind of amble around and have some agency, but incorrupt corpses they just lay there. So that's not a great antagonist at all. And so I had to figure out how to make this person not only active, but formidable. And so I am so sorry.
You're fine.
So she's a puppy. So what was I telling you about? Right, the incorrupt corpse, making her formidable. That was a challenge, but hopefully I succeeded.
So how long did it take you from start to finish, from concept to the actual?
I had the dream on the day after Thanksgiving in 2014, so that was a long time ago, and I put it away probably 3 times, thinking that I would never pick it up again because I just couldn't crack it. And but something would draw me back, like I'd figure out how to make her mobile, or I'd figure out how to I forget what the last thing that I couldn't figure out was, but anyways, so something would draw me back. I'd learn something new because I would work on other projects and study my craft and whatnot, and slowly, I guess, I eventually figured it out and got to a point where I couldn't work on anything else to the point of finishing anything else without first getting this one done. So I sent it to tons of agents, and all of them, actually, probably. I think I sent it to probably 200 agents, probably. And I targeted it first, absolutely. I targeted people who were interested in that kind of thing. But in the end, I probably sent it to everybody who said that they accepted a fantastical or paranormal element without excluding horror in particular, which happens a lot. But nobody bit, and I kept telling myself, oh, it's not that it sucks, it's just that it's a hard sell, because it is a love horror hybrid. So well, what do you do with that? It's predominantly a horror story, but there are a lot of heartwarming and fun and flirty kind of moments in it, but it's not a romance. It's, if anything, it's probably a romantic tragedy. So anyways, I just told myself, it's a hard sell. It's just a hard sell. But anyways, I ended up doing it myself, and I'm so glad I did, because the experience has been fantastic. So, yeah.
I would say, self-publishing, is that tough? I mean, you definitely have to
It's
market.
tough. Yeah, yeah. I didn't want to do it because it was going to be a lot of work, but it
Mhm.
turns out that the work is fun. So yeah. So I was happy with it.
And we actually met on the Slasher app, by the way.
Yes, yes, we did.
For anybody who's seen my last video, but like it is hard for like new artists who are doing self-publishing or self-distribution even of films to get that marketing and
Yeah.
get out there. So what have been some things? Have you been going to horror conventions and getting in front of people, or
No yet. No, no. I am a team of one and a budget of zero.
okay?
So I do a lot of social media stuff. So you can find me on all the things. I've probably got something somewhere. And that has actually gotten me some traction. Horror conventions would be fantastic. I'd love to go
They're
to one of
amazing.
those. Yes, yeah. But I haven't been to one yet. So no, I've been doing things that are free or close to it. And then you invited me on, so I get very lucky occasionally. The Horror Writers Association had their Horror Haunts event. It's going now. You can go check that out now. And they let me post something. So yeah, I get lucky a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that I've tried to do, and that's what my video was about.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like put a spotlight on, indie filmmakers, authors, because no one else is doing it, and
Right.
like even the
Yeah.
people who say they're doing it, they're not doing it. So,
Right.
like,
Yeah. You're very generous, and I
thank you,
greatly
thank
appreciate it.
you, anytime. But okay, but all right. So, what made you decide to? I mean, have you always thought about writing, or was it something you just woke up one day, you're like, you know what? I had this vivid dream. By the way, it's a vivid dream. I want to put this on paper. This is an excellent fucking story.
No, I have. I think I've always wanted to be a writer. You know how I probably shouldn't tell you this, but I'm going to anyway. You know those bank questions that they have you ask, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? What's your car or whatever? Well,
Hmm.
my bank question was, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I wanted to be an author. I've been typing that in since I was 8 years old or whatever. So yeah, I guess I wanted to, but I never pursued it because I don't know why, but I wanted to do something where I could be successful just by like going through the motions, I guess. I didn't want to like try and fail.
Yeah, like a 9 to 5.
Um, right, exactly. Yeah. So I went to law school and I like to learn. So law school itself was great, but then being a lawyer sucked the life out of me. So while I was practicing law, I um, I don't know what I was doing, but I think I probably read some self-help book and it was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I was like, oh my God, I want to be an author. And the very next day I went to work and I got an email for a CLE, a continuing legal education um, email about writing thrillers, legal thrillers with, who was the guy who does it? I forget what his name is, but I have never seen an email like that before or since, and I took it as a sign. So I went, and that was forever ago, and I've been working on my craft and writing and whatever ever since. And before I got this idea, I was pitching another book to the industry, and the feedback that I got there was that my concept was played out, that it was just too overdone or whatever. So I was like, okay. So then when I got this idea about the Incorrupt Corpse, I got on Amazon and I Googled Incorrupt Corpses books. And at the time, there were 12 books total that even mentioned the words Incorrupt Corpse somewhere in the text. And all of the ones that were actually about Incorrupt Corpses, there were two, they were all nonfiction. And I was like, well, you can't tell me that this concept is played out. And it turned out there's a reason it's not played out. It's because it's hard. It's a
Yeah.
hard one to crack. But I looked at that instead of like being, this downfall, that it was something that I could do. It was an opportunity for me to create something that was fresh. And so again, hopefully I succeeded. Yeah.
Well, we all like to badmouth Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon is amazing for authors, especially self-publishing. Amazon, absolutely amazing, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like we like to say bad things like that, Bezos, but like if you're an author and you're, it's hard
They're
in a year.
enabling you to be what you want to be
It,
without, yeah, thank you.
exactly. I mean, in the year 2023, most publications are not taking on authors right now. Like you got to have something. You already have to have, a resume before they're going to take you. So like self-publishing is the way to go now. And
Right.
Amazon has definitely opened the doors to make it a lot easier for new authors.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, if you can, you get your reviews going, and then all of a sudden you've got a marketer for you too, sending your book to
Mm-hmm.
people who read that kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, I
So,
I
so
don't
who
hate
do
on
you,
them.
yeah, I don't hate Amazon. I love Amazon. So who do you get your inspiration from? Are there any authors,
I
Anne
am a
Rice, or
I'm a bad fan.
okay?
I have read Anne Rice, but I don't read anything in particular in depth. I just kind of pick and choose, and sometimes I'll read like Lee Child, and sometimes I'll read Anne Rice, and sometimes I'll read some obscure thing that nobody else has ever heard of, and I will love it, and I will go and rave about it, and then I'll never read anything that person writes again. So yeah, I'm a bad fan. I don't. I don't know. It's just all kind of swimming in there, and that's where the pool I draw from.
So, so I'm not a fan. I'm the same way. I'm not a fan of authors. I'm not saying that's awful to say, but anytime I pick up a book, it's because someone's either sent it to me or I'm at a horror convention and there's an author there. I'm like, hey, this book seems interesting. Let me go read it. But I've never been like a person that like has. I remember I used to follow Dean Koontz back in my 20s,
Mm-hmm.
but I've read a Dean Koontz book since. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it has to be something that's in front of me, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to read this now, and I just don't go out looking for books anymore.
Yeah, I have a pile of books, and I find that I have to be in the right mood for certain books. So I just picked something up the other day, and I was like, I tried to read this 7 years ago, and I just couldn't get into it. But it's now kind of I'm in a different place. The book is the same. It's just me that's different. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I get books. I used to read Publishers Marketplace because that
Really?
class that that
Yeah.
class
Okay.
that class that I went to for the CLE email, one of the teachers there was saying you need to be reading Publishers Marketplace, and I didn't know any better. I wasn't like, hey, that's your job, right? I'm the author, so I did my due. I went and got my Publishers Marketplace subscription, and I read it cover to cover, and they give those reviews, and so I would find a lot of books just in the reviews. But again, I would just read everything because there are good books in every genre, and
Sure.
so yeah, I just read whatever.
Now, do you feel like when it comes to people who are purchasing your book right now, I don't know if you can track or trend, but do you think it's more digital compared to actual paper copy?
No, I think for me personally, it is more paper copy.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm
Okay.
not sure why that is. Yeah, I don't know. Except for the cover is lovely, don't you think so?
That is an amazing cover. Show it again. Show it again for us. Look at that beautiful cover, everyone.
Yeah, so I don't know why. I know that I personally prefer. I just love the luxury of it. I like a hardcover. But yeah, there are people who are getting the digital copy, but I'm definitely selling far more paper copies.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I
So,
don't know why. I
so,
wish I did.
so, tell me something. When you wrote this book,
Mhm.
the character, did you put a little bit of yourself in her?
Yes.
How much? 25%, 50%?
Well, if I'm being totally honest, I would say that I put the nastiest aspects of the character
The
of
nastiest.
myself.
Okay.
The nastiest aspects. Yeah, this book is it's about a girl who she well, it started out as an incorrupt corpse because that's the concept I started with, and I was like, okay, well, why would somebody become an incorrupt corpse? And what I settled on was that we as people, or at least me anyway. I work from me. Like, what do I need to work on? Because I'm going to be spending a lot of time with this book. What's the problem that would like to fix in myself? And at the time, I was very type A, very wanting to control how things turned out in my life, and it got me nowhere. And so I was like, well, what if like you took that to the extreme, and like trying to control the people around you, because everything that comes to us in life comes from the people around us,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of times we try to control the people who are closest to us. And plus, I just wanted to keep the story small so that I could manage it. So I was like, well, I guess the way that you would become an incorrupt corpse is you would try to control the people in your life to the extreme. And so that was kind of a part of me that I didn't like about myself, that I infused into the character.
Do you think that's partially because you're a lawyer, or?
I think I went no I think I became a lawyer because that was something that they do. They
Yeah.
they think that they can control things because they've got the law behind them and they know how to manipulate it. But that's the key word right there, is manipulation, and knowing how to do it, and having the branches of, I don't know, the universe, the law, whatever, to at your fingertips to get what you want. And so I think I became a lawyer because I had already had that in me. I wanted to do well. And so like that, people were doing well in that arena from what I could see. And so that's kind of where I headed, because I also like to learn. I like to write, I like to read. It seemed like a good
Yeah.
place for me
Good
to
fit.
go. I mean, I'm not a total hag. There's some good parts in me, but I do tend to like, you know, focus on the stuff that I'd like to fix. And so, yeah, so just all around, being a lawyer seemed like the thing for Megan to do. And so, yeah, if that answers your question.
That's perfect. Well, Megan, we're going to shoot to the fun part of the interview.
Okay.
You ready? So I'm going to ask you two random horror questions.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What is your all-time favorite horror movie?
Or movie.
Mm-hmm.
All-time favorite horror movie. Oh, that's hard. Right off the top of my head, and it's not really horror, Beetlejuice. Oh my God, is that a terrible answer? That's what came to my head.
Beetlejuice. I'll give you Beetlejuice. I'll give you Beetlejuice. I'll give you Beetlejuice.
Sorry.
I like Beetlejuice. I'll give you
I
Beetlejuice.
should say that my horror story is far more fun than it is horror. There are definitely horror elements, and I hope it keeps you up all night, but it's not intended to ruin your life and scar you forever. It's not. It's fun. It's a fun story. It's fun. Yeah, so
Beetlejuice
oh my
is
God,
good.
sorry.
Beetlejuice is good. So I'm assuming you. I'm an '80s kid, so I know I was born in the '80s. Beetlejuice.
Me too.
I mean,
Yep.
that's. By the way, this is completely off topic.
Yeah.
I saw Beetlejuice the musical a couple years ago, and
Really?
it was the best thing ever.
Where'd you see it?
In DC.
Okay.
Yeah, the
That's
Kennedy
far
Center.
away from me, but I will look out for it.
But yes, I think it's like New York or somewhere now. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, you're in the East Coast, right?
I am. I'm in Washington State.
Okay, Washington State. Okay.
Yeah, closer to Portland. But yeah.
Okay, so you're on the other side. But
yeah,
yeah, Beetlejuice the musical. If anybody hasn't seen it yet, it's amazing. I mean,
I
saw this
check it
like
out.
3 or 4 years. I've seen it like 4 years ago, and it was amazing. Yes, I love Beetlejuice. I love Beetlejuice.
Thank you. You're very generous.
Yeah, so that's why I gave you the thumbs up, because Beetlejuice is amazing. Michael Keaton is amazing.
Yeah.
All right. The second question, the last question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite horror novel then?
Let's see. That's tough. And everything is, well, the books that I relied on when I was writing this, let's go with that. I don't know if they're my favorites, but they're what I kind of drew on were The Shining, I think I looked at Anne Rice a little bit. What else did I look at? I don't know. Let's just go with The Shining. It's a lame answer as well, but like I said, I'm a terrible fan, so.
You're fine. That's a great one. Shiny is a great one. All right. Hypothetical question. This is the last one.
Sure.
Hollywood studio come to you right now. They're like, Megan, we want to buy the rights to your book to make a movie.
Okay. I want to be creative producer.
You'll be creative producer? Okay. Is there...
It's that control thing.
What's the least amount you would accept?
The least amount I would accept?
Mm-hmm.
Do I get to be creative producer?
Sure.
The least amount I would accept.
For any of the filmmakers out there who are watching.
I don't know. $1 million? I don't know. I don't even know what the going rate is.
I don't even know what the going rate is.
This is not something that I think I read somewhere that Stephanie Plum went for $1 million like a bazillion years ago. So, but I don't think she got to be creative producer. So, assuming I'm creative producer, $1 million, sure, $1 million, sure.
Okay.
It's a nice round number.
Anybody did $1 million?
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm not greedy. I just have control issues.
That's why you want to be creative producer, right?
Exactly.
That control. That control.
No, don't change my ending.
No. No, do not cast Megan Fox in that role.
Oh, you can do that. Okay. She might be a good.
You think she'd be good?
All right, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be okay with that. Yeah. Actually, that's working for me. Yeah.
So Megan Fox in that role.
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Yeah, thank you for that.
No problem.
I'm gonna start thinking about this now.
Yes, just in case. I mean, somebody's gonna reach you. Now, how can everyone find you, Megan? Just in case we want to give you $1 million.
Just in case you want to give me $1 million, you can find me at meganbledsoe.com.
Megan Bledsoe. Yeah. And social media, Facebook, Instagram?
I've got all of the things, and if you want to go straight to the whole list, that's meganbledsoe.com/link in bio.
Oh, perfect. And everyone, go on Amazon as well. Purchase Girl Incorrupted. Look at that beautiful cover. Look at it.
It's pink on the inside. Ooh.
Pink ladies. All right, so... Megan, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much for making this so easy.
No problem. And if you got anything else you want to come back on, please hit me up.
I absolutely will.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
No problem. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for coming to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.